Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about why you were taught to apply hyaluronic acid to damp or wet skin. And I do not want to explain what the routine is, but why that routine even exists in the first place. Because this advice did not come from how hyaluronic acid actually behaves on the skin. It came from how skincare is sold. And if hyaluronic acid were explained in a very simple, honest way, it would sound like this. Hyaluronic acid is a gel that already contains water. You put it on your skin and it slowly dries. How fast it dries depends on the air around you. When the air is dry, the water leaves faster. And when the air is humid, it leaves more slowly. That's it. But you see, this story is very boring. And boring does not sell products. So the skincare industry needed a better story. And that is when they turned hyaluronic acid into something that sounds active. Something that pulls water out of the skin or air. Something that needs more and more moisture. Because the moment you believe hyaluronic acid needs additional water to work, you no longer just buy one product. You start adding more and more. You suddenly need a mist, a toner, an essence, a serum, and then a cream or an oil to seal it all in. So one simple ingredient becomes a whole routine. And that is really where this damp or wet skin rule comes from. It turns a basic gel into a system that keeps you buying. And what makes this especially clever is that they did not invent this story from nothing. They borrowed it from biology. Because inside living skin, hyaluronic acid really does help hold water. So they took that true sentence and quietly moved it into cosmetic marketing. But a hydrated gel sitting on top of your skin is not the same thing as hyaluronic acid inside living tissue. That difference just disappears in advertising. So everything gets wrapped into one simple line. Hyaluronic acid draws moisture. Because it sounds scientific and reassuring. So all they needed was dermatologists to repeat it, brands to print it, influencers to show it, and now AI repeats it too because it pulls from what is already available online. And suddenly it looks like a fact. But it was never really tested against what is actually happening on your skin. Because in reality, any hyaluronic acid product, whether it is a toner, essence, serum, lotion or cream, already comes with water. So it does not need you to add more. But if that was the story, you would need fewer products. So instead you are told to mist, layer, seal and repeat. And this is how a simple gel turned into a whole industry. That is why this myth exists. Not because it is true, but because it is profitable. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!